Hello Physical Fiends, it is Jordan here with some nice discounts that have caught my eye. All prices are correct at the time of me making this video, and all of them are linked down below in the description and pinned comment. And as always, these choices are based on prices, not necessarily the quality of the game, because there are many different kinds of collectors out there. I can't just cater to one type, so let's see what I've seen. Let's start with Red Art Games. They have a massive spring sale going on. They have over 150 of their titles with big discounts, some games as low as €5. That is absolutely nuts. Of course, I will link all of them down below for you to browse everything, but here are my personal highlights. Goblin Slayer is down to €20 for the standard edition on Nintendo Switch, €25 for the deluxe edition, and the slightly less enticing €40 for the collector's edition. But you have to remember, that's the price the standard edition sold as at the beginning. This took quite a long time to come out, people had to be patient, but here is an interesting tactical RPG that's a bit like Final Fantasy Tactics, just as a licensed tie-in. Of course, it's nowhere near that quality, but it is interesting. It is a game that does not take any prisoners, it's quite tough, and quite enjoyable if you like the genre. Definitely worth a punt at 20. Warlocks 2 God Slayers is $7 on Nintendo Switch, and I think this is their lowest priced Switch game alongside Omega Bots. That is a super cheap price for a kind of interesting game, and it is delisted from digital stores. You cannot buy this game digitally anymore. It is only available physically, so now is a good time as any to add it to your collection. It's cheap and only physical. Triggerheart Exelica. Okay, Limited Run did an enhanced version of this game on Nintendo Switch, but it was only minimally enhanced, and I would not say no to €15 for the perfectly fine base version of the game, the one without all the fluff. This was originally a Dreamcast shmup, an official one too. It is a good game, and shmup fans will probably want to add it to their collection if they don't have it already. Romancing Saga Minstrel Song Remastered International. This was recently sent out by Red Art Games, so the discounts aren't massive, but really the perfect price point to jump on board, and the deluxe edition on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 is €35. If you just want the standard edition without the cool cover sleeve, it's €30. This is a JRPG from Square Enix, a remaster of a PlayStation 2 game. It is a bit weird, idiosyncratic, but JRPG fans may want to consider it at this price. Ufouria The Saga 2, €15 for this is an absolute dream. This was a really sweet little sequel to an NES game, bit of a cult classic. The original price was a bit steep, but €15, that is where it's at. A cute platformer, pseudo Metroidvania with a lovely art style, very charming. €15 on Switch and PlayStation 5, it's a no-brainer really. Lost Ruins, €15 on Nintendo Switch for a very well-received Metroidvania. It's a good price, and you may remember that in my just announced physical releases video a few days back, I said that there was a game where there's like a big booby girl in the background that was similar to one featured there, and this is it. This is the winner. Those are my personal highlights. You guys know I have a discount code with Red Art Games. At the time of me making this video in advance of the sale going live, I don't know if my code will work or not. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Usually, the earlier you try, the more luck you will have. So you can try Jordan10 and you might get 10% off. All right, let's move on to Loot Box Gaming, who are US based and have free shipping on orders over $59. They have a sale running over this weekend only due to the owner's birthday. And while none of the discounts are earth-shattering, there are some interesting choices. Games that I don't really see discounted super often. I've linked all the discounts below for you to have a gander, but here are some highlights. Goodbye Carol, $20 on both Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5. Now in terms of gameplay, it did come out a bit weak, but the real pleasing thing about this release was the artwork within the game, like an old Disney movie or something. If you are into appreciating artistry and can forgive a bit of janky gameplay, $20 is not that much. Fading Afternoon. Now this has a small discount, it's only 10% off, but it is the cheapest that I've seen it, and it is an in-demand game. It keeps going out of stock all the time, so there was no real reason for them to discount it, but at $40, it is the cheapest it's been. It is a European-only release. It is an uncensored version of a brutal but stylish game, very popular despite being an indie game. As I said, it keeps going out of stock everywhere, and they keep needing to restock it. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is down to $30, which is a good deal for the North American edition. I know in Asia it has been cheaper before, but, North American collectors, you may want to check this out. The highly rated ninja action game that came out in the year of the Ninja, 2025. What a year. They also have 10% off pretty much every physical from Limited Legacy Games, who for some reason go under the radar by not doing Switch physicals, only random PS4 and PS5 games that will probably go down as the weird stuff that only hardcore collectors will go after. If you're looking for the obscure, look in their direction. 10% off all of their games. As I said, you can see all of Lootbox's discounts via the link below. Alright, VGP, you know all about them by now. Here are some discounts that they have that are kind of interesting. Sword Art Online, Fractured Daydream. This is not a JRPG series I'm very familiar with. The name has always scared me away, but this is the latest one that's actually out right now. And this was the first one in a very long time to get a North American physical release. I guess it didn't do that well since it's been discounted quite heavily to just $22 US. If you were curious about the series, this price might be a good opportunity to see what it's all about. Mamorukun Recurse. This is the limited run edition. It's got a decent discount to $27. This is a shmup, actually an arcade game from a while back, and it is a remaster of sorts with more things going on. I find the art style pretty unappealing, but apparently the gameplay is very solid, and it's discounted this price on both Switch and PlayStation 5. Cards RPG, the Misty Battlefield. This took a hell of a long time to stop being an import exclusive, but it's not been out long in North America and it's already got a chunky discount, $28 now on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch. This is a jack of all trades kind of game. Lots of genres in one, like a tactical RPG. There's some like deck building going on and something else that I'm forgetting, but it mixes things together in a way that's very rarely seen. It's quite ambitious. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection has a small discount on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch 2. It's down to $40 to $50 depending on the console. It's not a big discount, but it is the cheapest I've seen it, and it's even sold out in some places. So yeah, a fun one to pick up. I really do enjoy this collection. Yes, Mortal Kombat 4 is not on the Switch cartridge or Switch 2 cartridge, which is a big shame. I believe the PlayStation 5 version is okay though, right? Alright, let's move on to In Games. They are having a spring sale on their website. It includes things we've mostly seen before, but it is a good way to hoover up some nice indies that may be missing from your collection. Most of their games are the German cover versions, but the games themselves will still play in English. There's loads discounted that are like $10, $15, $20, even some collector's editions. I've linked them all below for you to peruse, but here are some highlights for me. Taito Milestones 1, €15 for the first collection, the German cover version. There are 10 very retro games. I didn't like this collection at release because of the exorbitant price. However, $15, it is a solid price in my opinion, almost worth it for kicks alone. There's some curiosities for the curious about arcade gaming history. Taito Milestones 3 has a smaller discount. It's only down to $30, but for me this is an absolutely legendary collection. Banger after banger in my opinion, and certainly worth the $30 price tag. Again, it is the German cover, which may bother some, but for me, it's the games that do the talking, not the cover art. Umihara Kawase Bazooka Steelbook Edition. I've talked about this discount before, probably multiple times, but I think it is worth pointing out every time that it's $15, and purely for the fact that it comes with a steelbook and some really unique cover art for the proper box. Like, it is exclusive to Strictly and in games. It's pretty sweet, definitely something different and unique to add to the collection. I believe the game itself, it isn't all that good. It's like a Smash Bros clone, but for collectors, it's something quite unique on Switch and PlayStation 4. Connectank is $18 on Switch and PlayStation 4, and this is the English cover version, the one that was supposed to be sold on Strictly Limited site. It did get a retail release, but this is a slightly unique cover variant with no age rating logo on it. Pocky and Rocky Reshrined Collector's Edition is down to $50, so yeah, a $20 discount, and not only are you getting one of the best run-and-gun action games on the system, you're also getting a pretty sweet collector's edition that has some nice goodies within it. I am jealous of that soundtrack. Alright, let's move on to Play Asia. If you try to purchase any of these, you can also try to get 5% off with my discount code Jordan2026. It may or may not work, just depending on, how they feel today. Mario Kart World. If you somehow do not own Mario Kart World, then how about this Southeast Asian physical release, which has an English cover and everything. It looks exactly like a North American copy, except there's no ESRB rating at the bottom. This is $50, which is a very nice discount compared to the launch price, which is like, what, 70 or 80 or something ridiculous? Probably the cheapest you're gonna get it. Super Retro Platformer Collection is now $34, which sounds like a bit much for a bunch of short retro style platformers, some 2D, some 3D, which are the highlight, but the original price has always been really high. This is an import exclusive only to Southeast Asia, but I've always been fascinated by it. I like a bit of N64 nostalgia, and this price is far more palatable. It's much better than what eBay are selling it for. Emio, the Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club. If you go for the Japanese physical release, they have it for $24. That is a really low price for a Nintendo published game. Visual novel adventure game fans will want to snap that up. It plays in English just fine, and it will be one of the bigger budget examples of the genre. Steam Hearts and Advanced Variable Geo Saturn Tribute Collector's Edition. The Collector's Edition for this is $35, which, say what you want about the games themselves, that is a good price. You get a nice soundtrack CD, and the music is really good here. And the bonus booklet with some nice artwork in there. The games themselves are censored and don't play in English, but all the menus do. You get a shmup and a 1v1 fighting game. Your mileage may vary, but they are interesting to me. As always with Play Asia, they have a weird thing going on with their discounts, like they only have a certain set of allocated stock for the sale, so if they sell out of that allocated stock, the price will jump back up to its original one. So sorry, if you see the price is not what I say, it's just because you're late, it's already sold out. Anyways, those are some discounts that have caught my eye. Any purchases made via the links down below, I truly thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and please take care.